Broken dreams are not what you want them for. You will be ignored. Unrequited love is not what you want it for. You will be adored. And I heard it on my radio, heard it on my own. As I scrolled and blackened subways and spoke to you alone. Yeah, everybody tells me. Yeah, everybody tells me, boy, yeah, I once had what you had.
Hello. I see the assassins have failed. This is my second take of this live stream because this particular one exists. Like, I'm supposed to shut that while you can see it, but this particular one, is it quiet? This particular one, this particular one is the one that taught me that VimTV is the Snapchat of live streaming. I'm going to do DoomRipple first because it's shorter and less relevant, but I'll give you a sneak preview of the BluBeem part because that might keep you tuned in. No, but you should see this. This was from 2011. Oh man, that's slow. Alright. So, let's get on to the DoomRipple part. A few days ago, on the Lift the Veil episode of Do You Know What Frazzledrip Is? He took calls afterward. And one of those calls was from DoomRipple. Now, actually, let me bring that one thing up real quick. I was like, I don't know what this Ripple thing is. So, what? No, stop. My life. So I looked at it. No, come here. Go in the hole. There you go. And they say it's a cryptocurrency, but like, it is not a blockchain. So, but I went and I grabbed the logo because, well, you'll see. DoomRipple, the caller. Let me play this for you because I didn't know what was going on, and it made me wary, slightly wary.
Oh, hey, what's up, Nathan?
Hey, not much.
Oh, sorry, there's a little bit of lag there. I was just calling in. I like your show, I enjoy your show. You seem like you have a pretty smart audience there. I just think that there's a lot of stuff happening that people need to be aware of. There's more than likely going to be a government shutdown sometime before the end of the year. You're also going to see the crash of Bitcoin and the rise of a financial alternative system. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. Probably a good idea to start buying silver.
Before I go any further, let me tell you, if people tell you you're smart and that they are not a financial advisor, don't trust anything they say.
Gold, I'm sure as many people in your audience know, but the Iran sanctions and all the sanctions, it's all strategic. What's being done right now? I'm not a Trump supporter, but it's more complex than that, in my opinion. And it's bigger than just, the Zionists, in my opinion.
Right.
I think there's a very large contingent in the country that is America first, and right now the dominance of the U.S. dollar is actually detrimental to the country long term.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is being implemented right now is a controlled collapse of our current system. And next year, the Fed is going to raise rates strategically to bring down the dollar even more. And I'm sure that you're aware there's a cryptocurrency out there that is in competition with Bitcoin, and it is in the top 5 cryptocurrencies, and it has partnerships that are supranational.
You talk about
it is going to be the new world reserve currency. There is going to be a partnership with the IMF. It is going to replace the SDR. It is going to be a bridge currency to all other international fiat currencies. They have partnerships with many, many, many international banks.
Are you talking about Ripple?
Many, many, many international payment processors.
You talking about Ripple?
Yes.
Yeah, Ripple. Yeah.
And
yeah,
like I
Ripple.
said, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Yeah.
But people need to understand, because I know a lot of your community is in Bitcoin, and I'm long on Bitcoin too, but they are trying to, there's institutional money that is going to try and shake out a ton of hands over the next, I would say, 30 to 90 days. And then when the institutional money comes in, these vehicles that they're setting up, like Fidelity, then they're going to drive the prices back through the roof. So regardless of whether or not you think cryptocurrencies are controlled by the system or it's the precursor to the mark of the beast, it doesn't matter, because we're animals and we're going to be corralled whether we like it or not. So you can be a Venezuelan and you can be left holding fistfuls of useless fiat cash, or you can set yourself up now and prepare yourself for something that is literally pennies. And soon the Bitcoin is going to be between $1,200 and $1,500, and they're going to do that to scare the hell out of everybody. They're going to gobble everything up, and then they're going to jack it through the roof. They did this in the late 90s with the tech. They said, stay away from these crazy tech stocks. And then they made all kinds of money while everybody else dumped, and then they blew it up.
Right.
So that's what's happening right now. And I just know that your audience, there's a lot of smart people out there, and I want people to be prepared. I'm sure some of your audience is aware, this is an illusion. The economy is not doing well. And I think before they lose control of this, they're going to do a controlled collapse themselves. They're going to do a controlled demolition.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll respond a little bit. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
All right, see ya. Okay, in regards to, if people care about economics, in regards to this new theory that the Fed is going to intentionally crash the economy by raising rates too quickly in 2019. That is not what's being predicted in financial markets right now. Right now, financial markets are predicting a 75% chance of a rate hike coming right up. And then they're only predicting 1 quarter point rate hike in 2019. Only 1 hike is what they're calculating now, and then none after that. So the market doesn't think that that's what's going to happen. And when he said they're going to raise rates to collapse the dollar more, that's not what would raising rates makes the dollar stronger, because it takes dollars out of circulation. And the economy is a Ponzi scheme, and it doesn't matter. People are worried Fed's going to raise rates too fast. That's what Donald Trump thinks. It doesn't matter. It's over. We've already raised rates too much because they were zero. They were zero for 6 years. How do you think we got in this freaking situation? You can't taper a Ponzi scheme. You know, when rates, people say, oh, it's only 2%. You know, it's infinity more than zero. It's infinity more than zero. And people are used to zero. And when you start, you can't taper a Ponzi, as Max Kaiser says. So the dollar will.
What did I do? All right, there it is. Aha. So that was a DoomRipple call, everybody. And, that was that. Make of it what you will. I didn't know what to make of it. But financial stuff, right? And then, yesterday, this jumped out to me. Hold on, where's my... Come here. All right, there it is. That looks going to help. Australia. Do it, Internet. You can do it.
Australia now recognises West Jerusalem
Oh, no.
being the seat of the Knesset and many of the institutions of government is the capital of Israel. West Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. And we look forward to moving our embassy to West Jerusalem when practical, in support of and after final status determination. We've decided to start the work, though, now to identify a suitable site for an Australian embassy in West Jerusalem. Out of respect for the clearly communicated preference of the Israeli government for countries to not establish consulates or honorary consular offices in West Jerusalem, the Australian government will establish a trade and defence office in West Jerusalem. With deepening defence industry ties and Australia-Israel trade now running at over $1.3 billion per year, this will help continue to build our strong bilateral trade relationship. Furthermore, recognising our commitment to a two-state solution, the Australian government has also resolved to acknowledge the aspirations of the Palestinian people for a future state with its capital in East Jerusalem. Australia believes this position respects both our commitment to a two-state solution and long-standing respect for relevant Security Council resolutions.
And the arms deal is super, super sweet. So, with between the U.S. doing that move a while back, which nobody paid attention to, and then these guys doing this now, yesterday, and I also hear that they reconsecrated the altar or whatever. What came back to my mind was this, like this. The UFO that was seen in 2011 over Jerusalem. And what I found when I looked into that enough to make because that was pretty impressive to me. But when I did look into that, I found, stop playing. I found this one. Huge generators on Temple Mount. Now, I got Mandela'd because I remember that being from 1/17/2011, but it's telling me now it's 1/28/2011. And then this, on the 25th, huge electricity generators donated by the government of Jordan were brought into the Temple Mount on Tuesday. And this was a Tuesday, the 25th, but I don't know if that means that that's when they were brought in or a week before was the one they were talking about. A group led by this guy documented the entry into the generators into the mount. Sources in the Jerusalem Municipality Supervision Department told the Temple Heritage Fund that the municipality had not given permission to bring the generators, and they were informed of the matter by Abel Roif, commander of the Old City Police. So, it's not clear to what use the generators will be put, but then 3 days later from this article, you saw the alien thing shooting out. And so I was looking for a video version of this to show you guys because it's better than reading most of the time. And rather than finding that, I found one from a different date, but that's fine because of what she says, which I will show you now.
And actually, I said to my friends, let's go back. It was a complete, a round thing that wasn't moving. It stayed there for several hours. These suns appear in rainbows, and beams were coming out of the where the Temple Mountain is. And I thought, at the beginning, I thought maybe it was a sign because we were going to pray and so on, and storm in the heavens. Well, it turned out that I had no peace when I came back. I even asked the people were confused.
So these things, I mean, some of these things we see on the internet seem to be fake, but you literally saw this with your eyes. You saw this with your eyes,
yeah.
You know.
Hold on, let's see.
That's incredible.
Hold on, there where you have that one.
Wow. Unbelievable. You think this is part of the lying signs and wonders, possibly, that the Bible says the Antichrist will be bringing these?
I've seen that one, right? I erased lots of them. These were not real signs from heaven. They were some signs from another source. Because when I came back, I was very distraught, and although I kept asking people, what does this mean? The king of Jordan, Abdullah, I think is his name, and he ordered to put a mega generator up on the mountain, and he's doing holograms.
Really?
And I saw it. I saw it with
It's
my own
hologram.
eyes.
So there is a real
Yes.
hologram.
And then I went and dig some more, because when I am in a hot pursuit, I got to get to the bottom. I have to go to the bottom. And I looked some more, and then I found out it has to do with CERN.
CERN?
Yes, with CERN.
In what sense?
Because CERN has made headquarters all around the world
I couldn't
to
verify that. I
synchronize
tried yesterday.
with when they are ready to do what they're supposed to do.
So
Okay.
there's a CERN.
So the headquarters for the Middle East is in Jordan.
Wow. Wow. That's news to me.
Me too. I was shocked.
So I went about that far with that yesterday when I was looking in the backstage. I do just put stuff together a little bit backstage on Twitch, and I was doing that. And then later in the day, somebody hit me up with something that I will share with you now from our good friends at Truthstream Media, who just dropped their documentary as a premiere onto YouTube. So I'm gonna check that one out later. But this.
So I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but there was hundreds of people reporting they saw a floating city in the skies above China. It was on Chinese news stations, and there's even a clip of it. And it's been explained away as an optical illusion in the comments sections of these YouTube videos that in China the scientists have explained it, and it has to do with the way that cold.
Yeah, it has to do with a bunch of nonsense. But anyway, that one was from October of 2015. So that was exciting. And then, since the lady I saw had mentioned the CERNs, I poked around there. And rather than load a bunch of web pages, I just got I got images for that. And around that time, I'm guessing the article came out after the experiment in this case. The first radioactive isotope beam accelerated in the HIE ISOLD. CERN's nuclear physics facility, ISOLD, began producing ion beams at higher energies. The first cryo module of the new high ISOLD, the high intensity and energy ISOLD accelerator, is up and running, increasing the beam energy from 3 to 4.3 MeV per nucleon. Whatever that means. So that, I was like, well, what is, like, they have a, oh man, I don't think I didn't bring the ISOL definition from CERN. It's pretty good. I should go find that for you. Meanwhile, I looked up ISOL behind the name. And the origins of this name are uncertain, yada, Celtic roots, yada, 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 ultimately Germanic, composed of elements like ice, iron, and hild, battle. So ice, battle. And ice and iron. So iron battle, perhaps. And that reminded me of this good old quatrain. Flee, flee all from Geneva. Saturn shall change from gold to iron. The adversary repulse will exterminate all. Before his coming, the sky will show signs. So, signs in the sky before his coming. Okay. And so that one happened. I also found another one I liked a lot. But this one I liked a lot came from, I think, August. Wait, you don't see that, do you? Son of a... You know how I am. You go here. Back over here. Come over here. There you go. Yeah, I'm bringing it back, I promise. This one I really like because those wings on that. Check out this beast. If it's an optical illusion, it looks like a bunch of people are seeing it. So, and the date on this one says August 15th, so around then, unless, you know, this was an older video. I looked around for other ones, but... So there's some more signs in the sky before the ray pause exterminates all. And then I poked around the CERN place some more, and I found this schedule here. Go away, Nostradamus. You can just Google that quatrain, Saturn turns from gold to iron, which is, to me, turns from money to war. But on the schedule, they do it by a number of weeks. So August is the 6th, 7th, 8th. They were doing the 4.4 MeV. And, well, interestingly, sort of. Like this is a stretch, right? But also, yesterday, and they say there's no such thing as coincidence, someone contacted me about renting my voice, which I was very excited about. And this is what they wanted me to read. The 8 life paths. But then way down at the bottom of this, was the 4-4 potential. And like since I found that on the schedule for the CERN thing when it looked like that happened. So I'll read this part. Am I showing you this? No, I'm not showing you this because I have to switch back when I do that. So this was the 8 life path, the path of empowerment. But then way down at the bottom, the 4-4 potential. 4-4 is the most balanced form of 8. It gives you amazing levels of concentration and determination, which can be used to accomplish just about anything you put your heart, mind, and feelings into. 4-4 just gets on with the work and does not have time for airs, graces, or self-consciousness. Therefore, the ease at which a person with 4-4 energy can learn, grow, and transform themselves can appear quite remarkable to other people who are on similar wavelength, and intimidating to those who are not. You know, coincidences, right? Let me see if I can, I'm gonna see if I can find, CERN I sold, because I really meant to show you guys that. Maybe I just didn't. Here, listen to some Mank while I find it.
I was at what you had. Yeah, everybody tells me. Yeah, everybody tells me, boy, yeah. I was at what you had. I was at what you had. You want him for. You will be a dog.
Fun. So this one was like their definition of isold. It says the isotope mass separator online facility, E, is a unique source of low energy beams of radioactive nuclides. Those with too many or too few neutrons to be stable. I sometimes think I have too few neutrons to be stable. The facility fulfills, in fact, the old alchemical dream of changing one element into another when Saturn turns from gold to iron. It permits the study of the vast territory of the atomic nuclei, as above so below, including the most exotic species. You know, and all this just coincidence, happenstance, some guy falling down a rabbit hole, that's really up for you guys to decide, not me. But I wanted to show you. And the reason I wanted to show you is because I had recently looked into the NASA BluBeam project. By Serge Monast, another journalist, both of whom were researching Project BluBeam, who died of heart attacks within weeks of each other. And step one is basically artificially created earthquakes at precise locations to destroy old stuff. I think they may have given up on that and used ISIS to do it in the Middle East. I don't know. The second step involves a gigantic space show with three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projection of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each received in China. Around the October 2015 one, there was also showed up in Hastings, England, or it's in there. You can find it. And if you watch further in the Truthstream Media piece, they go over how they were doing it over Africa, and little villagers saw it and wigged out a little bit, and they had no phones to record it with. So these things is to terrify the public and make them fear for their safety. And if they cut out our power while they do it, like has been suggested in certain circles, we can't call it out as BS to each other through the internet, because we'll be freaking out. It promotes the decay of the democratic political systems and leads societies to search for alternative methods of political ideology. Yeah. And fear is a powerful control mechanism. Part 3. If it is possible to feed artificial thought into the multigenic field via satellite, the mind control of the entire planet is now possible. An individual's only resistance would be to constantly question the motivation behind their thoughts and not act upon thoughts which they consider to be outside their own ideological, religious, and moral boundaries. That's putting voices in your head, which you can look up as V2K. Something targeted individuals could be the beta test for. Voice to skull is how most people refer to that. Step 4 is to make mankind believe an alien invasion is about to occur with the holograms. And then you make them use their nukes to wipe out a bunch of the population. The second is to make Christians believe that the rapture is going to occur, so the holograms over the Temple Mount lead that way. And the third is the V2K and making life suck for everybody. So, if you start seeing stuff floating in the sky, I wanted you to know about all of this so that at least you could tell everybody else it was a bunch of BS. And that's the presentation I had for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But I have nothing else, so I'm going to have Mank, the rest of Mank's song play us out, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely evening.
It's not what you wanted for. You will be adored. And I heard it on my radio, heard it on my own. As I scrolled them back and sideways, spoke to you alone. Everybody tells me, yeah, everybody tells me, boy, yeah, I once had what you had, I once had what you had. Yeah, everybody tells me, yeah, everybody tells me, boy, yeah, I once had what you had, I once had what you had. Yeah, everybody tells me, yeah, everybody tells me, boy, yeah, I once had what you had, I once had what you had.